So we just had Jeremy's, that's the police officers, and the state attorney, and the bullshit. So anyway, I just left the courtroom. It was very interesting. Definitely not what I expected. So everything was, I don't know if you can hear me over the mask and the construction. Everything was rescheduled for Friday. We were on the 18th floor. So I'm so tired. I'm tired of all of it, and I'm definitely tired of the bullshit. So it was rescheduled for Friday because it's turned into a mini trial. I don't know how much I can say about that, but that's kind of what's happening now. Is they've turned it into something much bigger than what it was supposed to be. And they're discussing the case in the halls. They're sitting in on the hearings. When I say they, I mean the police officers, which we're not supposed to do. But that's what they're doing. That's probably more than likely going to change on Friday. They're listening to my testimony. It's just a lot of bullshit. That's the parking garage. I have to head over there. So it'll be a couple more days until I get to see Jeremy. He was there at the courthouse. He looks so cute. Even with his mask on. So I don't know. I'll have more updates. I have to go get in this car and get something to eat. I'm so tired. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. So alright. I'll keep you updated. Okay. Where am I gonna go? I have no idea where I'm going. I just left the courthouse. It was a bit of a shit show. It was a bit of a mess. Like I don't know if you guys heard me well, but it's like a mini trial. And so like when I first talked to Amir about this, he was like, no, it's just gonna be like 15 to 30 minutes. I'm like, I don't think so, because these people are out for blood, and they were. So the video that I showed, like the clips of the officers leaving, it was Detective Allen from Windermere Police Department, Detective Bradley Smith from Orlando Police Department, some officer, female officer, I don't know her name, but she was there the night that all that stuff happened. So I don't know her name. I've never really talked to her. The prosecutor was some guy who was not very good under pressure. And some other lackey. I don't know that person's name, probably his assistant or something. So that was the team, their team that came in. And I was a witness. Obviously I was the first witness that came up, and I'm not going to get into too many of the details, obviously. But basically it was just kind of like they were trying to make Jeremy they were trying to make Jeremy seem as though he's like this awful person, who does all these bad things, and all these people are protecting him, and it's complete bullshit. And so me being me, I'm going to defend Jeremy, and I'm not just going to allow people to just say whatever they want to say. They didn't have anything together, audio, visual, nothing. It was all a wreck, a mess. Nothing could be heard, nothing could be seen, but they're trying to present this shit. And that is what caused a lot of the delays, because they were trying to make this like super fancy, like a murder, like a capital murder, death row trial, and it's a fucking bond hearing. Get the fuck over yourself.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Hi. Have you talked to Amir?
Yeah, you tell me first. Go ahead.
First thing, can I give you constructive criticism first? Okay. Listen, you know they're recording this shit. Okay? So listen, I'm not telling you what to say, okay? Because apparently they're trying to make it sound like I'm telling you what to say. And I didn't hear a fucking recording yet that told you what to say.
Exactly.
And when Judge Roach asked you, are you an attorney? That was fucking amazing. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Why? Why was that funny?
Because she asked you that, because the way you were responding to his questions, like, no, that's not what I said. In paragraph 2, it says it, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, because you were spot on with what he was saying, and then rebuttaling him, and that, even I was like, well, he's doing pretty good. And then Judge Roach was like, are you an attorney?
And they were sitting there, Alan's Alan and
Alan and the female.
I still don't know her name. I don't know her name. Guess who else was there? Guess who else was there? Detective Smith. Detective Smith. Detective Smith was there.
I've never met him before, but when he walked in, and he looked like a beta male because he's obviously not an alpha male, I automatically assumed when I saw the detective badge and he was looking at me, I was like, that must be Smith. I've never met him before, but he fits the beta form of a detective. Yeah.
I said, Amir, why is it I have to leave, but they get to stay there? He said, well, we can do some legal term he used. And he said he's going to do that on Friday. They shouldn't be able to hear my shit. How the fuck are you a witness and you're listening to a witness?
You are actually correct.
What the fuck? Well, Alan is supposed to testify, and I guess they are too. I mean, I just have to, look, honey, it's just, it was hard for me because I'm sitting there, and then they brought up the pregnancy, and I'm like, okay, bitch, okay. All right, I can't deal with that, Jeremy. I can't deal with all this shit. It's like I'm not, and then bringing up stuff from 3, and that's why I was like, are you talking about something from 3 years ago? Let me refresh my memory. 3 years. I don't even know what I did 3 days ago. 3 years ago? Who the fuck knows?
The registration for the internet thing. Yeah.
I still to this day don't know what happened.
I got time for that shit. I mean, what are we talking about? It's like, did you know how he was? And where did you meet him? It's like, what is it? I'm sorry that you can tell that never mind, I don't want to talk about it. Going home and Smith is right now getting ready to jerk off. I didn't know Detective Allen got so fat. And then he's trying to route the fucking, Bruce Willis haircut, and that shit's not working for him, dog.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, when Amir showed up that one time with the Bruce Willis haircut, I was like, dude, you look good with that. It makes you look formidable, like a real power hitter. You know, Alex shows up, I'm like, what? I was like, who's this homeless motherfucker wearing a badge? Does anyone really check him to see if he's a cop? Boy, you look good as fuck. I don't know where you got that dress. Where'd you get that dress?
I've had this dress for a while.
I don't think you've ever worn that in front of me before.
Because I always wear slutty stuff in front of you, duh.
Yeah, that's what it is, duh. You wear nightclub dresses to go to the fucking supermarket. Yeah, but anyways, so when she said that, are you an attorney? I was like, I wish we weren't wearing masks so you could see my face, because I was laughing so hard because I knew right then and there she was already over the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? She was already over the bullshit, and what you were saying was comical to her, but yet she wasn't really showing it. You know?
When he said, has Jeremy called you 200 times? I'm like, how the fuck am I? Did you see the look on my face? I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to know?
I don't know. I mean,
he's like 100. I'm like, I don't know. 50. I'm like, who knows? Probably 50.
I don't know if you noticed, but they want this bad.
I mean, they came in deep today.
3 cops coming to to court just to listen.
Yeah.
I do.
And they were all in the hallway. They were all in the hallway talking before, during, and after. They're talking about the case. They're talking about me, the girlfriend. Oh, the girlfriend's over there. What?
It's wrong. And here's the thing. They're violating the rules, our constitutional rights, so they can just stick it to me.
Right.
You know, and that's the thing, is we have to make it clear to the world that not only are you violating court procedures, but you're violating my constitutional right by not only staying in the courtroom when everyone else is instructed to leave, and not only that, but then you're in between sessions, or in between, because she had to keep moving people around because the Steve wasn't even fucking remotely prepared.
No.
She had to keep moving the people around.
Yep.
And because she was doing that, you're using that opportunity to go outside and huddle up and form what you're going to say or do.
Exactly.
That's not how this works.
Exactly. It was so creepy when he was like, and as of yesterday, you were saying it, Jeremy. I'm like, are you listening to my shit every fucking day?
Of course. Here's the thing.
It's creepy.
They're listening to our calls right now. Here's a question. What case does this legally give them the right to monitor or record our conversation? Right now.
Right.
Because I'm on bonds on those cases, so those cases aren't even active right now.
But not this one.
And the case that I was arrested for was dropped.
Right.
So, at what point does the recording and the monitoring, where you can use that against me and make my paramour look like shit in front of a courtroom, that thank God the judge was able to see through. I don't get that either. I was wondering the same question. I'm wondering the same thing. You know, how are they talking in the courtroom? How are they talking outside the courtroom? How are they sitting in the courtroom? How are we using recordings and bringing up recordings from somebody that you're not supposed to be listening to at all? And how are you using recordings from a case that no longer exists because you dropped it? He's like, she's doing very well on her own. I don't think we need you to speak at all. And I was like, okay. And I said that twice.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Hello?
Hey, I wanted to tell you something else. When I got in there, I only saw Amir, and he wasn't making eye contact with me. And I didn't see you. And I was really worried.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know you were there.
What did you think happened to me?
I thought the state got a hold of you or something. You know, I'm serious. Or like, they're like the body snatchers. They're like creatures in the Black Lagoon. I pictured that Alan was there with some state prosecutor, and when you got off the elevator, they're like, oh, there she is. Come here. And they showed you something or let you see something or hear something, and then they were like, you know what I'm saying? And then you didn't come in. And then Amir wasn't making eye contact with me. And I was like, oh, shit, something must that happened. You know, I was freaking out. And then he goes up and he starts talking, and then he's like, and I have Miss Burton here, and she can come in and talk. And I was like, oh, my God.
And then I walked in, and it was like angels were singing.
And then you walked in, and then the homeless guy walked behind you. The homeless guy was behind you, and I was like, did anyone check this fucking guy? I mean, he's got a badge on, but I know he's homeless, so this can't be a cop. I was starting to think like maybe he was like a process server, like a warrant, you know, process server, like somebody was serving like a divorce paper. Like, what the fuck? And then I looked and I was like, oh, that's a police bat. Oh, that's Alan with that bullshit haircut. Maybe Windermere's not paying enough, so he just went ahead and bought some dog clippers and he just shaves his own head every day. Fucking, what was that, like a Sears suit? Was that a suit from like Sears? I'm just asking. Dude.
Why are you so, I thought I was a bitch. Why are you so mean?
Because these people are trying to destroy my life.
You looked really good. By the way, you look good.
I look good in my... I wanted to tell the judge how bad I felt. I wanted to be like... When she was like... I was waiting for her to ask me to stand up and say my name. And if she would have done that, I was going to say my name.
I think that's at the end, honey.
No, maybe that's what... Because I was going to stand up and say my name, and then I was going to... I told you, I was going to say, I apologize for my appearance. You know? And I was going to wait for her to say, you know, please explain that. Because you can see she likes to be... She likes to ask questions. And I was hoping she would. And I would have... I was going to say, I mean... You know, I think it's improper of me showing up in your courtroom looking like this. That looks like a fucking...
No, you look good. I kept trying to make eye contact with you the whole time. I kept trying to, like, make, you know, googly eyes with you. But you were like, I don't know. You were in your own little world.
No, I kept looking at you, and when I looked at you, you weren't looking at me.
Oh. So, was I dealing with a prosecutor who was, like, berating me? Is that okay?
I love how you were, like, saying that. When you were like, what? See, in paragraph 1, it says a year.
No, yeah. He kept trying to tell me that you were the only one there, and I'm like, no, on page 1, it's the second sentence. I'm so confused.
Never mind the fucking two restraining orders that I put out.
Right.
Two same people. I mean, it's like, what are we talking about right now? Of course, you know they won't play this conversation for the judge.
No.
You know, because that would then destroy what they're trying to say.
Right.
You know, saw the length of what the state did today, right?
It was a mess, but I saw it, yeah.
do you put anything past them to
No, I feel like...
evidence, but I definitely would say edit recordings to where you only hear certain things said, because one of those recordings, that's what they did. They edited to where you only heard certain things. You didn't hear everything.
And it was so clear it wasn't me. Like, the judge was like, I don't think he's talking to her.
Right.
She's like, what are we listening to?
Oh, my fucking God, they must have brought me another warrant or something.
What happened?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
What happened?
That was when he let me look at it, I started reading, and I was like, oh, that's what she wrote when she was talking about those two that she filed the restraining orders on. He's like, oh, that's right. He's like, and she did file restraining orders. I was like, yeah, on those two. It wasn't about me.
Exactly.
I don't even know how I'm going to go home and try to live a normal day. Honestly, you understand that, right? It's like I have a target on my back, and they're only going to wait for me to do something or say something or drive the wrong way for them to pull me over and arrest me. You know that, right? You have more information because he spoke to you too much. Why do you think he's sitting there watching?
Yeah.
He knows that he told you things in confidence, and his confidence wasn't in confidence. He knows it. They know that you've learned a lot of things. They want to destroy your credibility.
I know.
That's what I warned you about. I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.